Hey guys, it's Liz. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be something to hopefully help with the quarantine boredom. I'm going to show you how to do 3 different types of cuts with common household products. You might not have all of these products. It's perfectly understandable. You can always substitute other things. I'm using eyeshadow, liquid lipstick, you could use regular lipstick for that, glue, and cotton balls for all of these 3 cuts. I'm not going to use every single one in every single cut. However, you can if you want to. That's completely up to you. This video is just something to help you guys learn a little bit and maybe experiment with some new looks under quarantine. I know that this is a really tough time. Everyone's kind of losing their mind, especially if you're still in areas that the economy has not started to reopen yet. I'm in one of those areas. Hi, South Florida. Thanks DeSantis. Anyway. So I'm just gonna jump right into the video. I'm gonna stop talking so you guys can just learn. So this is the first type of cut we're gonna do. You just need eyeshadow for it, and I'm gonna replicate it right over here. So if you want to just use eyeshadow, you can. I'm just gonna use this eyeliner, and I'm gonna draw my line. I'm gonna make it rather dark so you can still see it when it's done. Again, you can just use eyeshadow. Make this one a little bigger. See? And then I'm taking a small brush and dipping into a dark brown shadow, and I'm just gonna pat on it, on the line itself. You can make this however dark you want it to be. The more dark it is, the more bruised it looks, and the more fresh it will look. And I'm gonna take a bit of a bigger, fluffier brush and dip into a purple and go right over that brown, make it look a bit more bruised. Bruises typically look a bit purple and they look rather brown. It's just the way that the body works. I don't really know. As you can see, it already looks quite a bit bruised. This one looks a bit more diffused. I'm going to show you how I got it more diffused. I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and go in with a skin tone color and sweep around the edges to diffuse them quite a bit. Just want it to look like a very contained cut. Real cuts don't look so savagely bruised over. See, it's starting to look a bit more like that. Still looks a bit tough around the edges, so I'm gonna keep going and just diffusing around those edges, making them look as realistic as possible. Even gonna go over the entire thing. And the last step is to take a very condensed brush, this is an eyeliner brush, and go in with a red right over the cut itself. And this one you really just want to, I don't want to use that brush. Keep contained. You can go back in and bruise it up more if you want. It's eyeshadow, you have that freedom. Just keep that red contained. You can go back in with the black if it doesn't look the way you want it to. I'm just gonna make it look like a bit more of a cut over at the edges. I'm gonna pat it down. And I'm gonna diffuse it a bit more. You might have to go back and forth a few times. Which is perfectly fine. So we have the one I did off camera and the one I did on camera. Of course, no two are gonna look the same. I'm gonna actually bruise it more. I want this one to be a bit more bruised. Circle out a bit. Really give it that effect. And diffuse it more. And there you have it. You have a bruised cut. This next one looks a bit more bloody, and that's kind of the point if I'm being completely honest. So it's pretty much the same technique. I'm just gonna take an eyeliner, draw the line. I'm gonna take that dark brown shadow and bruise right over the line. Same way as the other one. And then I'm going to take a liquid lipstick. This one just happens to be Kylie. You don't have to use Kylie. And a angled brush. Get some of that eyeliner on. And draw in the blood on the line. You can make it as messy or as clean as possible. I added some lines here, so I'm going to do the same. So it's just going to drip in whatever way you want it to drip. I'm doing a pretty messy drip style. And it will look nice and bloody and cut. So I'm going to show you how to get to this point from nothing. And it's going to start off with a very basic thing called glue. Yay. I'm going to take a small brush. This one's a bit dirty, I apologize. Hello. And I'm just going to lay down the glue wherever I want to do the cut, so I'm going to do it right here. It can be wider than you want the cut. You're going to want it wider anyway. So once you've laid down the glue, you're going to take a piece of cotton. This is a cotton ball that I opened up, and you want to make it a bit thinner because you will eventually cut it open. Just lay it on top of the glue. And this takes a while to dry. I'm not going to lie about that. Lay it on top of the glue. Kind of start molding the edges because once it dries, you're kind of screwed. These edges are not going to turn out exactly the way I wanted them to, but that's fine. Take whatever glue is left, just run it down the sides to help shape. Try to spread out the glue on the sides as much as possible because it does leave a really bad edge if you don't really create that cut and go over the top of the cotton with some more glue. You're gonna want to wait for that to fully dry so that you can then create the cut. Okay, so I've already bruised up this part and I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this part. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take an object with a sharp but not dangerous edge. This is just a nail file, and I'm going to, if this will focus, thank you, go ahead and create where I want that cut to be. I seem to have made a mistake. Okay, cool. We can work with this. Just a nice little line where I want that cut to be. There we go. And I'm gonna go in, this is very dangerous. Some scissors. Be very careful with this part, please, dear God. It's very hard to film and do this. Just gonna make a little cut in the cotton. I'm gonna go back in at the end and actually cut open the cotton. You really want to take your time with it. You don't might want to take your, no, you actually take your time with this. Don't actually cut yourself because then you don't need any of this. Can you cut? Thank you. And you don't want to cut all the way through the cotton either. You want to have that nice separation. And you can go ahead and open up the part if you want. Make it deeper. It looks a bit more realistic that way. Just like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and take that same liquid lipstick and that angled brush and draw inside of it. Inside of that cut. Sorry for blocking the camera. I'm still blocking the camera. Okay, can I? Here we go. It's a little awkward of a position, but you want to go ahead and draw inside with that red liquid lipstick. Really get in there. You might want to do a few layers. That actually looks pretty good though. I'm still gonna add some more. Because who doesn't love fake blood? You can get some on the folds if you want. I like doing that, makes it look just a little bit more realistic on the edges, especially on the inside, if you're gonna have those edges opened. Press down the edges a little bit. You want to let that dry, but while it's drying you can go ahead and start bruising up the area. I'm going to take that same fluffy small brush, start by going in with a light brown shade on the cotton. Get a really nice base going for when you put the darker brown on top later. There will be fallout, don't worry. Get on both sides. You can see that the blood is seeping underneath a little bit, don't worry. Fake blood. Of course, you could always close up the flap before you do this. I'm gonna go in with a dark brown shade right on top of that lighter brown. You really want to cover up all of that cotton. I'm going to take the big white fluffy brush and do the same tapering of the brown on the edge. You can see the glue. That's what I said, you're going to have a really rough edge. It doesn't help that this is also a very malleable part of the skin. I'm doing this on my thigh, so... Oh yeah, if you do it too much, it's gonna look like that too. Don't be too rough with it. Oh, I hit the camera, I apologize. So as you can see, this one's very malleable. That's why you want to do it on a piece of skin that's not too malleable. This piece is a bit tighter. This is on the actual part of my skin that does not look good. Look at that. You can see all the creases. That's why you really want to taper it out. You can go over the cut itself, and you could always go back in with the red, bruise it up a bit more if you want. I'm gonna just open up the flap a little bit. Really get in there. I'm gonna get some red eyeshadow on this one. I didn't put red eyeshadow on this one, but I'm gonna put it in this one. And ooh, I keep hitting the camera. There you go. As you can see, on parts where it's very malleable, you're gonna have that happening. On this piece, it's a bit more sturdy, and I just completely ripped off an end. But to remove this, don't rip it off. Don't do that. Especially on sensitive skin. To remove it, you want to pull a little bit at the skin, and then you want to take water and lightly go underneath of it. Don't just rip it off. You want to pull at the edges. You see they're coming off. And then put water on a brush and remove it, because otherwise you will hurt yourself. And there you go. That's how you make 3 cuts with household products. Like I said in the title cards or the little text boxes, I can't think anymore, you might have to use different colors. That's fine. I'm really, really, really pale. So pale that I couldn't even film from where I was filming the cuts from because it was so light outside that it was making me not exist. That's perfectly fine. If you're a lot darker, you will have to change the colors. That's all I'm gonna say. How you change them is completely up to you, what looks realistic on you. Try to remember moments where you were bruised, because I'm pretty sure everybody's bruised at one point in their life, and just use those colors that popped up. With that being said, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment below what you want to see some stuff during quarantine for. I haven't made a lot of videos during quarantine. I've been pretty uninspired, to be honest, but hey, that's life. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.